Welcome friends. Here in this panic situation, this is a facility for all the students to learn from the home. So you should be stay at home and be safe, but study regularly and get the results. This is a very innovative project for facilitating the student to study from the home. Here myself Badruddin, lecturer, Millia Junior College, Bid, Physics, teaching you the chapter number 17, electron and photons. In this old syllabus right now, because the syllabus is being changing, electrons and photons. This is a chapter from the modern physics. Now here, before going to this chapter, we have to have some basic knowledge. What is the basic knowledge which we have to require here? Here I am just going to have the first introduction, then the wave nature, then Planck's quantum nature, spectrum and relation between frequency and wavelength, this is the basic knowledge that you must have before starting this chapter. And in this chapter we have to have Hertz experiments, Hertz experiment, then photoelectric characteristics, effect of frequency, comma, intensity of light, and voltage given to the plate on photoelectric effect, on photoelectric effect. After this we have to see the photocell, then Einstein's equation, and its characteristics. And the last one, application of photocell. These are the points which we have to study in this chapter. This is a very important chapter with respect to the NEET also. It has usually at least one question in the NEET. Usually two questions are being there on this chapter. This is also an important chapter with respect to the 12th syllabus also. Done? Okay, we'll go now further. Now we have the introduction about this before going to the chapter. In the year 1887, Heinrich Hertz discovered photoelectric effect. And this is a very important period with respect to the development of the physical sciences, because in the year 1885 to the 1895, Sir J. Thomson was working on the conductivity through the gases at a low pressure. While studying the conductivity through the gases, through gases at a low pressure and high potential Sir J.J. Thomson discovered cathode rays. He discovered cathode rays. And later on, J.J. Thomson discovered electron. Now this is a very turning point, because before this Dalton's atomic theory was being preserved, that tells us that the last unbreakable part of an element is called as an atom. That means before this the atom was considered to be the non-breakable part, but J.J. Thomson proved that the atom consists of the positive and negative charge through the experiment conductivity through the gases and through the cathode rays which are negatively charged. Later on they named them as electron. So all the scientists were now working on the electron. So while working with the cathode rays, Halbach and Lenard are the name of the scientists who are working along with the Hertz on the emission of or the development of the propagation of the conductivity through the gases also. So Halbach and Lenard in the year 1819 onwards, they started to work on the emission of photoelectric effect. Hertz discovered it. This is the first introduction. Now before going to this directly to the chapter, again we will introduce you some of the basic points which are required during this chapter. Now we have already gone through the wave theory of light and corpuscular theory of light. The wave theory of light tells us that wave cannot propagate through themselves. They required ether for the propagation from one point to another point. That means the main drawback of the wave theory of light that the wave does not have the energy. It requires some carrier. Now in the year, but later on we came with the concept of the duality of the particle theory, Planck's quantum theory. According to the Planck's quantum theory, light consists of energy, packets and bundles, packets or bundles. The energy of the light wave, the energy of light is directly proportional to its frequency. So energy is directly proportional to frequency. That is, E is proportional to nu. It is read as nu, or E is equal to h nu, where h is Planck's constant. Now we know velocity of wave, that is C is equal to nu lambda, or nu is equal to C by lambda. So this equation becomes E is equal to h nu or h C upon lambda. So from this equation, nu is inversely proportional to lambda. This equation is very important, and this equation is very important. Here we have to understand that the energy of the wave is directly proportional to frequency or inversely proportional to the wavelength. Larger the wavelength, lesser the energy. Lesser the wavelength, more is the energy. Larger the frequency, more is the energy. Lesser the frequency, less is the energy, because frequency is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Frequency is inversely proportional to the wavelength. That we have to understand this, because these two concepts are more useful during this chapter. Now, if we apply this concept to the spectrum, then if we have the visible spectrum, then we come across violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and then red. This is having maximum frequency. That means it has minimum wavelength. In this direction, frequency reduces. It has minimum frequency and maximum wavelength. This we have to understood. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. And if you have the exact value of this, then we have 4800 angstrom unit. And here we have 6500 angstrom unit. Is the value of lambda for this. Now, write down whatever you want to write, because we are going to start the chapter in few minutes. Okay. After this, we have to understand two relations. What are those two relations? We have already gone through these two relations. One is the unit of wavelength, unit of measurement of wavelength, lambda is angstrom unit. That is 1 angstrom unit or 1 degree angstrom is equal to 1 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter or 1 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. That is, if I write the wavelength of a light is equal to 5000 angstrom unit. So this can be written as 5000 into 10 raised to minus 10 meter or 5000 into 10 raised to minus 8 centimeter. So this is the smaller unit of wavelength, measurement of the length there. Similarly, another one unit is also coming. As we know that meter is the measurement of length. The smaller unit of this is centimeter, millimeter, and micrometer, picometer. Similarly, the smaller unit of energy is also there. That is called as 1 electron volt. 1 electron volt. That is, when an electron, 1 electron is being accelerated through a potential of 1 volt, the energy stored into the electron is called as 1 electron volt, and that is equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. This is the relationship between electron volt energy and joule energy. 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 joule. These two units will be helpful during this chapter. Now we'll go to the chapter right now.